welcome to my channel. I'm Magical Maiden, and today I'm just going to show you a few different projects that you can do with the filigree set that I showed on my jewelry tutorial playlist. Now some of you may have seen it and some of you might not have. So take this time to check my jewelry tutorial playlist and look at the first few, like the one with the gold set of filigree jewelry. Now it was in this gold, okay, and I got many different shapes and I sorted them out through here. But I don't like gold, but as most of you know, and I've said it in many other videos recently, I don't want to repeat myself, but I'm going to tell you anyway that the reason why I got it in gold was because those shapes only came in gold, and I checked. Now you can buy some of those shapes individually, possibly in the color you like, other than gold, but as the set, you couldn't, and I believe the set was 120 pieces. So I was really looking forward to that, and I really wanted that. So the thing was, I had to order it in the gold, but I knew I can paint it. Now I've used this paint, as many know, that I've gotten from Hobby Lobby, and let's see, you can see that, and it was about $7.99. I bought it a year ago and it lasts forever, but it's kind of flat. It doesn't have like a high shine. So to do that, I added this Sinful Colors, this little shimmery liquidy glitter nail polish to it. And some of you may have seen it already on many videos, and if you haven't, you can go check it out. But I've also painted them copper, and you can paint them black with just using nail polish. I've done a pair of earrings that you're going to see soon. They're drying right now in Sinful Colors in the copper, and it has like a shimmer. And when you paint it over the gold, it kind of has like a rose gold look to it. So you'll see that, and I really like it. The next thing I did was these earrings. Now, this shape was in my brass filigree set, except that these are actually bigger than what I got in the brass filigree set. And excuse my fingers, I've got like nail polish and paint. And this is a higher shine. It's a mirror finish. And this was from spray paint that I had left over from home decor, that my husband sprayed some frames for me. And so he went and I gave him some shapes, and you just put a wire and you can hang them up and do both sides, and he spray painted them for me. So some of you may like a spray paint better. You can do a whole bunch at once and just get a little wire and hook it so they're hanging and you can spray paint them. And this is a higher shine, so in this case I didn't even have to add that glitter nail polish. And I'm just gonna have a piece like this, but now I'm going to show you the difference. See, I've painted these and used the nail polish on it. So the nail polish had to add that extra shine to it, but that's the difference with the silver paint I just showed you and the glitter nail polish. See? This already has a high shine and you don't have to add that glitter nail polish. But if you don't like spray painting, now I don't remember the brand. If I get the brand, my husband remembers, I'll add it to the bottom of this video in the description box, which brand I got. I know it was from Home Depot, and it was a nice mirror finish, and it really does a great job. But if you're not into spray paint, you don't like the fumes, or you live in an apartment or you rent a room and you can't really spray paint, then the other method is best for you, you know, because you have to spray paint in a well-ventilated area like a garage, a shed, or outside somewhere. So I really like this, and I just had my husband spray paint it for me, and I just added an earring fish hook, and there you go. Now I could add some acrylic gemstones and glue it with some E6000 glue and then hang some things, and I'm going to get a pair that I made prior with the brass filigree set, and I'm going to show you the difference in this two sets. So this is what I did, and I think I'm going to change these. And see, it's kind of a flatter color, and I didn't add any glitter to it. and it was a different paint. But look at the high shine, and look how much bigger this set is compared to this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these little dinglings, charms, and I'm going to hang them off of here. And maybe have my husband spray paint these for me, and I'll remove the gemstones. Okay? So you see the difference in the color and the size. I love this set. It's much bigger. Now, if you're not into bigger jewelry, I am, because I have a lot of hair and it's long. And if I'm wearing some little dainty earrings, unless I wear my hair up, which I seldom do, you're not going to even see my earrings. And I want you to notice my earrings, because I put a lot of work into them. And if they're just going to get, drowned by my hair, then what's the point of even wearing them? So I want you to see my earrings, and here they are. So I'm going to go ahead and take all these off, remove these, have my husband spray paint them, and I'll use them for, I'll do something else with it. But I'm going to add things to this. Acrylic gemstones. You see how they have the metal on the back? Now these are only the round shapes. They do have other shapes. Most of you know. It doesn't come in this container. I put it in here so I can see them better. They come in different sizes, but they're all round, and they also come in different colors. Now they do have the ones that come in multiple shapes and colors. If you want hearts and marquee and diamonds and pyramid shape, I have had that, but I've used most of them up. They're acrylic gemstones, and the plastic in the back, they're not beads, they don't have holes in them. But all you have to do is affix it, get a toothpick, and use some E6000 jewelry glue. It's clear and transparent when it dries, and you only need a dab of that. Okay, so I showed you those earrings. Another shape I got over here was this shape. It's kind of cool, like if you put it upside down, it looks like an angel. So if you wanted to make something with an angel and having wings, you can cut this part off with your cutters. Very, careful, like it'll come off. And then cut this part off and make it like it has wings and it's like an angel. Okay? So I really like that, but this is really the way it goes. Now you can make a nice set of earrings, or I whipped through all my crescents and I made something for somebody who wanted to purchase when saw something I made. So I have like no crescents left. So I have one crescent, so I had my husband spray paint these, and I'm going to make a necklace. I'm going to hang this and attach it like that, and I'm going to then hang something off that. Maybe some of these danglies, I don't know. But it's going to look something like this. Let me lay it flat. Like hook it like that. And then I'll do something with it. That's just a thought. I haven't really put it all together. And so there's no end to what you can do. And you don't have to throw out these little pieces. If they come bent and a little, they're really not. They're good. I like them. I've worked with them. I usually get them from Panda Hall. Most of my stuff, because other ones could be questionable. So I trust Panda Hall off of Amazon, because I've never gone wrong with them whenever I ordered something from them. It's always good quality, regardless of some people's bad reviews on their site. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, they get mad when they say they come bent, and they say bend them back in shape. Why? They should come perfect. Granted, but they're meant to be flexible, so some in packaging might bend. You bend them back. I mean, come on, you don't have to be that lazy. Unfortunately, some people are. So, and it kind of gets me mad, because they're ruining it for some people who might want to order them, and then they see that review and don't, and you're really missing out. So I love these. My husband painted them, and I just love the spray paint much better, even though I do like what it looks like, because this wasn't with the spray paint. This was with the flatter, and I kind of added glitter. But you know what? I could still have it spray painted over if I wanted to. I can remove what I glued, remove the beads, and have my husband spray paint it. But I like it because it has a little glitter. And these are earrings, and I made a pendant to match. So what I'm going to do, I have painted, and I'm going to show you, painted one of these with a copper. They're still have to be touched up in spots, but I don't know if you're seeing the copper. See that the back has to be done. And it has like a shimmer over the gold that makes it look like a rose gold. I'm going to put that over here to dry. And what I like about that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang these beads off of that. Here. See? I'm going to hang these copper beads off of that. And then I might either put a yellow or an orangey gemstone in there, because I wanted a pair of in copper. But look at the shine. And that's from nail polish. So these are drying, and I gotta touch them up. And this is the nail polish I used. Again, it's Sinful Colors, and it's called Mystical 2478. And it's got like a shimmer in it, so it gives it a shine already. So that's what I use for that. That's it. Now here's another idea. And I gotta show you the shape first. So here is another idea that I used. I took this shape. I had my husband spray paint it. Now if you like gold, leave it gold. And I showed you on one of my videos how to make a ring. And that's this shape. And all I did was, whoops, no, that's not it. All I did was take a ring mandrel, and I took this, make sure it's right side up, and you might have to bend these a little, so then you, and I don't want to ruin this one, so I bent it around. And these mandrels, if you're not sure what a mandrel is, it's to do shapes and sizes. So if you make rings and you need different sizes, there you go. And then you could use your finger. That's what I actually did. But then I went on the mandrel to shape it because I didn't want the creases. I wanted to look more rounded. And look, it's an adjustable ring. So if I didn't want it on this one, I could put it on my middle finger. If I needed it tighter, I can smush it and put it on my ring finger. But this is still drying. What I did was I took a toothpick, some E6000 glue, and I took my acrylic gemstone. I really like it, and look at that. It's nice. And all I did was have it spray painted with that Mira finish. So you could leave it gold, it has a high shine, you could spray paint it, you can paint it black, you can do the copper, and look how that glow. I love these gemstones. I got them at Hobby Lobby. You get them in a mixed set. Some of them come in a bag, some of them come in a plastic type packaging. See? Isn't that nice? But alright, so here's more ideas that I have. I have this earring shape also that comes in there, and my husband spray painted it. And what I'm going to do is, I think I got these little diamondy beads. I'm going to have to do wiring and then hang them. And then what I'm going to do is have one of these teardrop beads hanging in the middle. And then for this one, I'm going to do these cool boho, like turquoise with kind of like a gold over it, hanging. And stick around and don't go anywhere. But before I stop, I'm going to show you the drawing. That's why they're on a toothpick. These are the filigree bead, cone bead caps. Okay. And I use that copper nail polish. I still have to do more coats, and I spread the prongs and stick the nail polish painting thing to go in there. And then I leave it on here and I stick it in a box so they can stick up and dry. And then you could put like a nice bead. Usually you put a teardrop bead, or if I have like a turquoise bead, I'm gonna use a turquoise bead. So this is going to stay drying, and then I'm going to put another coat on them. And I just wanted to show you, these different projects. And some of them I'm going to show you finished. Others I can't because I still have to buy some teardrop turquoise beads. So that's that. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. I'm going to be showing you some of these things turned into nice, wearable, unique jewelry. Okay, so these are the shiny pair, and I removed the little teardrop charms that were dangling off of the dull one. Now, that's the thing. You want to match shiny with shiny because they're different silvers. There's high shine, there's dull shine. So I attach them with 4mm jump rings. They're the smaller ones, and they're kind of thin, but you see the shine on them? Now they have a duller silver. So be mindful when you're getting your findings, and for those who are new and beginners at making jewelry, findings are the supplies that you use to make jewelry, such as jump rings, earring hooks, and other things. Now, here you go. See how I got nail polish all over my nails, but on my fingers. See? And this is going to look better. So I had removed them off the other one. Now I can add an acrylic gemstone here and here if I want, but I could also add one of those like bling stickers. They're clear, and but you do still have to use the E6000 glue because the adhesive on those blingy stickers that you get from Walmart aren't as sticky. So, or you can use a, glue on a crystally, real shiny iridescent one, whatever. But that's that. I think I'm just going to leave it like this. And that's this project. So use your 4mm jump rings, and then you get your earring hooks here. And like I said, from this set, other than the brass set, some of you've seen some from my brass set that I've painted and stuff. I love the way when you spray paint over, or you use nail polish or paint over the gold, because it's a higher shine in the brass is kind of dull. It'll give an even more shine. So think about that when you're ordering things, okay? Because this was brass and I had painted, look, I used this paint. It's supposed to have a shimmer, and it came out so dark and dull. So I'm going to have my husband spray paint them. See? And this was the size. I like the bigger size. But if you like this size, it comes in the brass. But I'm going to have my husband spray paint this, so it gives it a high shine as well. So I have two different sizes. If I don't feel like being that big, I can go here. But they're the same thing, same filigree. It's just that this is bigger. Here are the copper ones that I painted with the copper nail polish from Sinful Colors. This one. So this is how they turned out. I might have a few spots on the back, but what I did was I took my acrylic gemstones in the orange. Now I was going to hang those little copper beads, but they're more of a, instead of an up and down, they're a sideways hole, and then I'd have to make a bralette, and it would just be too bulky and it wouldn't look right. And my copper wire, because it was just too thick, I needed a thinner one, and the only 18 gauge, the only 20 gauge, this is 18 gauge, but the only 20 gauge I had was in silver. So that's the only one that would fit in it. So I took, and I did it on the back as well. So the front and back have the acrylic gemstones, so that's the back. Now I didn't have any copper earring hooks, but I did have brass. So you can use brass, but if you're going to make them to sell, I would tell you to use copper colored earring hooks. I have to still pick them up, but in the meantime, it's only for me, so I put my brass ones. But that's what it looks like. I took the orange, the little one, for the little hole there, and then that. And my toothpick and some E6000 jewelry glue. And I did use tweezers to hold them and put the glue on and then place them down. And if you get a glue around the edge, just take your toothpick, a clean toothpick, and gently go around and wipe it off. So that's it. On the back and the front, and which makes these hold better if you put one on the back and the front. So it looks just as good on the back. So if your earrings move around, and that's it. And the orange looks good. You could also get some turquoise colored ones and hang some turquoise beads over the copper. I don't really have anything like that. I have similar. For instance, I have these shinies, and then I could have done that, but I wanted to leave them like this. And that's what that looks like. Okay, so for this pair, what I'm going to do, this is the shape of filigree that my husband spray painted with the mirror finish shine. And what I'm going to do for this one is I've got the blue acrylic gemstones and I'm going to glue them to the center. So let me turn this one around. I'm going to glue it. I wish I had a tinier one like with the orange, but that's a small. I have a bigger one, but that looks good. Then I have these nice blue teardrop beads, and I'm going to take my head pin. Probably didn't need one as long, but I don't have shorter ones. They do make them long and short, and these are head pins in case you don't know. It's just a head of a pin, see? And then what you do with them is you take it from the bottom and you go like that. And you want to make sure that it's not going to fall through. Sometimes your beads you might have a big hole, but it should look like that on the bottom. Then what I do is I cut the excess, and I always save this piece because you never know when you need extra wire or anything, you can use this. And it's not going to work as a head pin anymore because you would have used that, but you always use scraps. So it's good when you don't have it, and I'm always finding myself glad that I saved scrap. So then I'm going to cut the excess and just save what I need enough to make a loop, and then I'm going to hang some. I don't know how many, possibly one here, one here, one here, just 3. The reason being is because these aren't too tiny. Now, I could even hang these off of the bottom. See these little silver charms? And then do something like that on the bottom. And just leave the blue. I don't know. But I'm going to hang one in each center. You're going to want to hang that over there. So I'm going to just take one of my 4mm jump rings. I'm not going to glue this yet because I'm going to be messing with this. So I'm going to put these aside. And when I'm done hanging all these, then I'll glue that. Here is what I did with this. I put an acrylic gemstone with D6000 glue, and then I hung these with some head pins, and that's the finished product. And I put this gemstone on last, so that has to dry. I also hung one up here. Okay. So now I gotta do the other one. I just wanted to show you. I said it's endless, the jewelry you can make with that. So that's it. I will be back again, so make sure that you click that bell for future notifications when I upload new content. And I will show you all those other shapes, what I did with them to continue. And I have a lot more jewelry tutorials on its way, so be sure that you're subscribed. And please like, share, and comment if you have any questions or you just want to say hello. So that's it for today. I'm going to finish this earring and pack it up. And remember to keep checking back for new content because sometimes you don't get a notification. So with that, I will see you in my videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.